Questions?
Well, I guess we'll just start us out. Talk about that victory. How good it felt to get back on the winning track.
It was much needed. I think it was kind of a relief. Um, it's hard. Everything feels frustrating when you're in a losing streak like that. Got to look at every aspect of pretty much everyone's game, see what you're kind of doing as a team, what you need to do, what I need to do personally. I know everyone kind of felt that way, that they were kind of all evaluating themselves. What do we need to do better? No one likes to be in the locker room after a loss. We don't like the bus ride afterwards, don't like the plane ride, don't like the feeling of it. So I think we're an extremely competitive team, and everyone kind of takes that to heart. So hopefully we can turn it into a little winning streak here.
Now, Lorelei, you guys were on that hot streak for a while, and then you went into a losing streak. Just how did you guys handle that? I mean, you were so high and then so low, and now you're back in the win column. But how did you just, I guess, manage all those emotions and stay focused?
Yeah, I mean, we've been there before. We kind of started the same way before conference started, definitely in pre-conference play. We pretty much did the exact same thing, won our first 3 games, kind of went on a little shorter losing streak, but it happened. And that's just kind of the way it goes. It's a grind. You got to really try to get through it. And, there's a lot of wins. I feel like, a lot of losses in there that you don't really even know kind of what went wrong. You just know that we didn't play to the best of our ability. And that's kind of frustrating. So just kind of trying to take that frustration and get in the gym and work on what we need to work on and try to show up every day to get better, to get wins. So.
And how important was it getting this win on Sunday before facing, 2 of probably your guys' toughest losses that you've had, this season, going back down in their enemy territory, facing them? How important was this win?
Yeah, you said it yourself, like going down to teams that we already lost to in our home court, going down to their place where it's going to be kind of home advantage for them. I think it's really important, kind of get our confidence back a little bit. I think a lot of people, myself included, kind of had a breakthrough game and this against UTEP, and we all kind of needed that for the team's confidence, for our confidence, to kind of get ourselves back on track and remind us like who we are and what we're capable of.
Building off that, just talk about the process facing them again. What's different for you? How do you attack it this time?
I know for me personally, I wasn't, my post defense was not where it needed to be. So I know for me, that's kind of something that I need to focus on is making sure that they don't have as big of a presence inside. And I think for everyone as a whole, it's kind of like Coach Kemper talked about against Charlotte. It was a low-scoring game. We couldn't really get shots to fall, but at the same time, our defense was there because we held them right where it was. I think fouling definitely is one of our main things right now that we're struggling with a lot. So just kind of focusing on that and playing solid defense without fouling. So, we know what we need to do. We've done it before. We kind of know a little bit what we're looking for, but I think the main thing is not really looking at them, but more in what we need to improve on ourselves.
Lorelei, talk about this final month of the season, because you guys it is stacked and loaded with teams in the East Division that you're all going to have to face, and they're all right up at the top. So if you guys have like a players-only meeting or like a team meeting heading into this stretch, being like, we beat UTEP, but now we're heading into the real grind of our season?
I don't know necessarily that's in a meeting, but we're all with each other all the time, so we kind of talk about it a lot. It's fun. I think the really fun part about our side of the conference is that everyone, the whole entire conference as a whole, it's all everyone's really good, but anything can happen. They talk about all the time, March Madness. We all kind of knock each other out. So the teams on our east side, that's kind of our thing. Everyone's really, really, really good. Anyone can beat anyone. It's seen before. You're perfectly capable of it. You look at it and we're like, oh, we beat so-and-so and they beat Charlotte or something like that. Everyone's perfectly capable of it. So it's going to come down to who wants it more and who shows up that night. So I'm going to work really hard to make sure that it's us.
Lorelei, especially with ODU, they like to get after it on the offensive glass, and obviously that's something that you take personally. How important is it to set that tone early and not allow the ODU bigs to get on the glass and put you in a situation where they're either getting second chance points or you all are picking up those fouls that you talked about?
Right when we get in the locker room, normally at halftime or at the end of the game, they kind of let us know, looking at stats, like, hey, you think about it, we lost by however many, 12 whatever points, they had 10 points in the offensive glass. Not necessarily saying that's what it came down to, but when you put it in kind of a situation like that, it doesn't sit right, kind of stings. I think it's really important. Those are just easy buckets, and especially if we play really good defense for 20 seconds, 25 seconds, and then they get another chance at it and they score. I know that it's frustrating for myself, but I can only imagine how frustrating it is for everyone else whose maybe main goal isn't, or main job on this team is not to rebound or not, get defensive rebounds on that side. So I think it's obviously really important kind of prevent that from happening.
All good?
Yeah, good here.
Thanks, Scott.